We went to Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, to see some sights. But first, we boarded a bus at the Tallinn Bus Station and set out on a 9-hour bus ride. And then we arrived in Vilnius. That first night, all we did was have some dinner. The next morning was bright and sunny, so I let Maria sleep in while I set out to wander. I started by getting a few warm-up shots out of the way with my Fujifilm X-T2 and my TTArtisan 23mm lens. I eventually made it to Cathedral Square. And the bell started ringing. There was some sort of street fair happening, so I walked down Gediminas Avenue. After walking through the fair, I made my way slowly back to Maria. I'd been to Vilnius a couple times by then. You can check out one such time in my Tallinn to Warsaw by train video. But one thing that I always wanted to do, but wasn't able to, was visit the Vilnius TV Tower. So here it is. Construction on the tower began in 1974 and was completed at the end of 1980. The views were nice, and what better way to enjoy them than with a snack? And a beer. Back on the ground, there was an exhibit about the events of January 13th, 1991, when 14 unarmed civilians were killed and 700 injured, while opposing the seizure of the tower by Soviet soldiers. Once back outside, we did some wandering. We ended up in the Lazdenai district and enjoyed our stroll. Back in the city center, we had dinner at a traditional Lithuanian restaurant. I had a seplinas, or a zeppelin, a large potato dumpling filled with meat. Delicious and filling. The next morning, I set out alone. Again. I went back to Cathedral Square. But this time, I went in the cathedral. Quite beautiful inside, and I'll leave a link to some history in the description if you're interested. Then I crossed the Neris River. There were a few things on this side that I wanted to see, but not before a quick look back. The first place on my list was the Vilnius Palace of Concerts and Sports. Originally opened in 1971, it was closed in 2004 after being deemed unsafe. It was built on the site of what was the largest Jewish cemetery in Vilnius, which was destroyed in various degrees starting in 1830. The cemetery was finally closed after World War II, with most of the remaining graves being destroyed. Then I continued along the river. Next, I came to the Tuskulėnai Peace Park, with the memorial for the victims of the Soviet NKGB, or the People's Commissariat for State Security. In 1994, there were mass graves discovered here, with the remains of 724 victims of the NKGB. After the Peace Park, I started walking back. I took a break and enjoyed the view of Gediminas' tower and the river. And then, just off Cathedral Square, I had some breakfast. Later, Mario joined me and we went to Gediminas' tower. There was supposed to be a funicular, but it wasn't operating, so we had to take the long way. But once we made it up to the top, the views were worth it. Gediminas, the Grand Duke of Lithuania from 1316 to 1341, built the first wooden fortifications on the hill, and the first brick castle was completed in 1409 by Vytautas. As always, links in the description for more history. Then we wandered a bit and eventually had dinner. And that's it for this video, but not for our time in Lithuania, so stay tuned to the channel. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time. But one thing I always wanted to do, the views were nice, and back on the ground, there was an exhibit built and the first brick castle was completed in